Good day everyone. Welcome to my video on theoretical grammar. In today's video we're going to talk about sentence structure and sentence types. I hope this video will contribute to your academic writing and your reading comprehension texts in order to analyze the sentence structures properly. Let's start. So here is a list of the things that we are going to talk about today. These are simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence. I would like to mention you one general rule for all the sentences in English. So basic elements of every sentence must contain subject and predicate. It means that in English every sentence must have subject and predicate. Let me start with a simple sentence. So the simple sentence normally consists of one subject and one predicate. The example we have seen above can be the true example for the simple subject. The we is a single pronoun here and it's a simple subject. A simple subject can be represented by a single pronoun and a single noun. When it comes to talk about compound subject, it consists of two or more pronouns, two or more nouns, and they are connected with the help of the coordinating conjunction and. For example, Timur and Malika play tennis and swim. Timur and Malika, they are compound subject. Why do we call them compound subject? Because they are connected with the help of and, which is coordinated conjunction. And what is a compound predicate? As you have seen in the example, play tennis and swim, this predicate has two verbs which are connected with the help of and, play tennis and swim. So this is called compound predicate. And compound sentence, the next type of the sentence that I'm going to talk about is a compound sentence. What is a compound sentence? It is a sentence that has more than one part which can stand alone, which we call it, in other words, independent clause. They can be used in the sentence separately, and independent clauses are connected by coordinating conjunctions and conjunctive adverbs, or sometimes a semicolon. And sometimes in speech or in written form you can also see that they are also coordinated by the pronunciation. Example for the compound sentences: we went to Samarkand and traveled all day. We went to Samarkand and traveled all day. As you have seen here, we have two parts of the sentence: we went to Samarkand and traveled all day. So these are the two parts of the sentence which are called independent sentences, and these independent sentences are linked with the and, which is a coordinated conjunction. Coordinated conjunctions are usually used in compound sentences which normally represent equality of both sides of the sentences, both clauses of the sentences, let's say. In the examples you can see subject and predicate plus and again one more clause which is subject and predicate. Timur swims and Malika plays tennis. Here is an example for you. Timur swims, this is an independent clause. Malika plays tennis, this is also one of the independent clauses. And this compound sentence consists of two independent clauses which are linked with the help of the and, which is a coordinated conjunction. And coordinating conjunctions are very few in English that you have to remember them in order not to confuse with the other types of the conjunctions. This is fanboys. This is actually initials of the conjunctions that are mostly used in compound sentence types. F stands for, A stands for N stands for nor, B stands for but, O stands for O, or Y stands for yet, and S stands for still or so. Compound sentence with coordinating conjunctions. So clause 1 and clause 2, they are connected with one of the coordinating conjunctions that I have counted above, and both of the clauses are independent clauses. But one more thing that you have to note about the compound sentence is a comma. which you are going to use before and in compound sentences. When you use and, you have to be very careful with the semicolon and comma also. The comma normally comes before and in every compound sentence. Do not forget about it. And compound sentences are sometimes used with the help of conjunctive adverbs. So what are the conjunctive adverbs? Here are the several conjunctive adverbs that I have used in my presentation. They are moreover, however, otherwise, and therefore. These are also commonly used in compound sentences. Example: Bobur is handsome, moreover, he is rich. So Bobur is handsome, this is clause 1, independent clause, and he is rich, this is clause 2, which is also an independent clause. And these two independent clauses are connected with moreover. One of the things that you have to remember about this is the semicolon, which is used between two independent sentences. You have to note that semicolon normally comes before conjunctive adverb and comma after the conjunctive adverb. Here are several examples for you. Conjunctive adverbs can be used in 3 places in the sentences. They can be used at the beginning of the sentence, they can be used in the middle of the sentence, and at the end as well. Examples: Bobur is handsome, moreover, he is rich. As you have seen, moreover is used in the middle of the sentence here. And as you have seen, before moreover there is a semicolon, and after moreover there is a comma in the sentence. When you are using moreover in the middle of 2 clauses, you have to pay attention to these punctuation marks. And when we want to use, let's say, the moreover at the end of the sentence, so it comes like this: Bobur is handsome, he is rich, moreover. In this case, moreover is used before the second clause, and it is separated by the use of comma. And compound sentence with semicolon. You have to remember that there is a semicolon, which is called the punctuation mark, which is commonly used in compound sentence. Example: Tom has benefited from his exercise program. He is slim and energetic. You see here, we do not use any conjunctions, but instead of the conjunctions, we have to use the semicolon here. In speech, in spoken interaction, it can be not easy to identify what you are using in these types of the compound sentences, but the pronunciation and the intonation also plays the crucial role to differentiate the sentence type, whether this is compound sentence, and to differentiate the links between the 2 independent clauses. So you have to note and you have to remember this, the usage of the semicolon. The next type of the sentence that I'm going to talk about is a complex sentence. A complex sentence has at least 2 parts, at least, as I say, one that can be stand alone and another that cannot. We have talked about independent clauses which can be used separately and which can have their own independent meaning when we use. But here in complex sentence we have one dependent clause which cannot stand alone and which cannot represent the whole meaning as a sentence. The part cannot stand alone is normally linked to the rest of the sentence by a conjunction. The types of this conjunction which is used in this type of the sentence, in complex sentence, is called subordinating conjunction. Here is an example for you. Since coordinating conjunction, as you see, my friend and I wanted to see historical place. This is a part that cannot stand alone. Remember that the conjunction that is used, the part in which the conjunction is used, is called normally the part which cannot stand alone. I mean the part which is called dependent. We went to Samarkand yesterday. This is a part that can stand alone, and in other words it's called independent sentence. So in this case, as you have seen, the structure of the sentence is going to be like this: subject, predicate, and one of the subordinating conjunctions, and subject and predicate again. For example, one more example. Bobur is popular even though he is not well educated. So Bobur is popular, so this is one of the parts of the sentence, which is called independent clause. Even though he is not well educated, this is dependent clause, which cannot stand alone and which cannot represent independent meaning as a sentence. And these two clauses, these two parts of the sentence is connected with the help of subordinating conjunction. This is even though, which is standing in the middle, like between two clauses. There are some common subordinating conjunctions which are normally used in this type of complex sentence. They can be after, they can be also, as, because, before, after, how, if, once, since, then, that, so, till, until, when, where, whether, and while, depending on what kind of sentence, complex sentence we are making, because there are certain types of the complex sentences which represent the reason, which represent the place, which represent the time, and depending on the purpose that you are using for, you have to choose the correct conjunction to use. And here is an example, like Bobur is popular even though he is not well educated. Independent clause plus dependent clause. One more thing that I have to mention you about the clauses of complex sentence is these two types, these two sides, or let's say these two clauses can be used interchangeably. I mean, it doesn't mean that independent clause comes first and then dependent clause comes. You can use them interchangeably, like depending on let's say what you mean. You can use dependent clause first and independent clause. As I have mentioned to you above one of the examples, I have tried to interchange the two clauses here. Even though Bobur is not well educated, he is popular. It means that to what you are going to emphasize, let's say, to what you are going to highlight is important, what part of the sentence you are going to use or you want to use. And the next type of the sentence is compound complex sentence. Yes, it may seem a little bit complicated for you to understand or maybe to see what kind of sentence is it, compound and complex. Yes, a little bit complicated, but if you pay attention, let's say you can easily understand what the compound complex sentence is and what clauses it normally contains. As you have seen, compound and complex sentence, this sentence type contains two of the sentences that we have seen above, compound and complex. This type of the sentence has more than one part that can stand alone and at least one which cannot stand. In this sentence, both of the conjunctions that I have mentioned to you above can be used. They can link the different parts of the sentence and different parts of the clauses. Example, Bobur is popular because he is good looking, but he is not very happy. So as you have seen here, there are three parts of the sentences, three clauses. Bobur is popular, he is good looking, he is not very happy. And three of these parts, three of the clauses are connected with the help of the two types of the conjunctions that I have mentioned to you above. They are because and but. Because is subordinating conjunction here, but is a coordinating conjunction here. So it means that compound complex sentence may contain both of the conjunctions and both of the types of the sentences. Here is the list of the, let's say, sentences or exercises to check what you have learned according to the structure of the sentences that I have explained to you. Try to pause the video and say aloud if the following sentences are simple, compound, complex, or compound complex to which type of the group they belong to. Okay. The first sentence is the bell rang. Second is Rayhona ran the first part of the race and Gulnoza biked the second part. And the third sentence is he slept all night while his brother prepared for the exam. And the last one, the fourth one, is the swimmer turned and jumped. There's one more example. Nozima passed the test because she studied hard and understood the material. Now let's analyze the sentence type. The first one is the bell rang. How do you think, what group does this sentence go to? Is it simple? Is it compound? Is it complex or compound complex? Pause the video and think about it. Yes, you are right. It's a simple sentence. How did you know that it's a simple sentence? Because it consists of simple subject and simple predicate, right? One subject and one predicate. As I have mentioned to you above, simple sentences normally must have one subject, at least one subject, and one predicate. No conjunctions and no clauses. Just one clause and two main elements, basic elements. These are subject and predicate. As you have seen, the sentence consists of bell and rang. And Rayhona ran the first part of the race and Gulnoza biked the second part. How do you think, what kind of structure is there in the sentence? Is it simple, compound, complex, or compound complex? How do you think? Pause the video and think about it. Yes, that's right, good job. This is a compound sentence. How did you know that it's a compound sentence? Yes, exactly, according to the conjunction, and I know that it was not for you difficult to analyze it. It goes to the sentence structure, which is called compound, because as I mentioned to you above, the compound sentences normally contain two or at least two or more independent clauses, and they are normally connected with the help of the coordinating conjunction. The coordinating conjunction is and here. Rayhona ran the first part of the race. This is the first independent clause. Gulnoza biked the second part. This is the second independent clause. So these independent clauses can be used separately and can be used independently in order to give an independent meaning. And the next sentence is, he slept all night while his brother prepared for the exam. How do you think, what kind of sentence is it? What kind of structure exists here in the sentence? Pause the video and think about the structure of the sentence. Yes, that's right. It is a complex sentence, and we normally know that the while is a conjunction which represents the time, right? And it goes to the subordinating conjunction group. That's why this is called complex sentence. He slept all night. This is independent clause, and while his brother prepared for the exam is dependent clause, which cannot be used alone and which cannot stand alone and which cannot represent the whole independent meaning. And the next is, the swimmer turned and jumped. How do you think, what kind of sentence is it? There is a coordinating conjunction between two predicates. You have to be very careful while choosing this type of the structure, because and can be used both in simple sentences and in compound sentences. In compound sentences, and normally connects two clauses, but here in this sentence it connects two predicates, which is called compound predicate, right? Yes, this is also one of the simple structures, simple sentence structures. The swimmer. How did we know that it's a simple structure? Regarding of the two predicates, there is one subject in the sentence. When there is one subject in the sentence, no matter two or three predicates exist or attend in the sentence, this is still called a simple sentence, because simple sentence must have one subject, two or more predicates, or two or more subjects and one predicate, depending on what you are going to say and what you are going to express. And the last one is, Nozima passed the test because she studied hard and understood the material. As you have seen, there are two conjunctions here, right? Yes, this is the last type of the structure that I have explained to you, which is called compound complex sentence. This is compound complex structure because it consists of two types of the conjunctions, coordinative and subordinated conjunctions, and there are three, as you have seen here, there are three parts in this sentence. Nozima passed the test. This is the first, because she studied hard. This is the second, and understood the material. This is the third, right? Okay, yes, this is the last one. If you would like to make a conclusion for our video, I would like to remind you one more time that there are four types of the sentence structures in English. They are simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. Simple sentences normally have one or more than two predicates, or two or more than two subjects. And the subjects can be simple subjects, compound subjects. Predicates can also be simple and compound predicates. And the compound sentence, this can contain more or two independent clauses which are connected with the help of the coordinative conjunctions. And complex sentences, these normally consist of at least one dependent clause, one or more than two independent clauses which are connected with the help of the subordinating conjunctions. And the last is the compound complex sentences. These normally contain at least one dependent clause and at least one independent clause. Depending on what you are going to say and what you are going to express, you can add more sentences, more clauses, as you wish. And these types of the sentences are connected with the help of the both types of the conjunctions, coordinating and subordinating conjunctions. So this is all the things that I would like to share with you in today's video. Thanks for watching it, and see you next time.